the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like the issues didn't hit. Like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. It's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like I gotta do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just...
So real quick, and I do want to play this clip from JT. Let me play this clip from JT and then I'll get into my thoughts on this.
Like, what's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? What's on the schedule? And I'm like, oh, baby, go back to LA and do hair. It's no schedule. It's no more shows. Like, our project had just did so bad. It was like October. And it was nothing. The calendar was empty. I never seen no shit like it. And I was like, oh my God. Like if I don't figure out something, it's like, what's on the schedule?
So I guess my thing would be even with them is I don't necessarily know how you know when the album did bad, because I feel like you really didn't work it. Like you allowed the numbers and you allowed people like academics to joke on the numbers, where it's like, to me, I think it was still a decent project. I think it was a City Girls project. Do I think they had songs on it? Yeah, they had songs on it that I like. They had songs on it that I added to my gym playlist. But do I sit here and think that they just sit here and quit on each other and just quit on the project and then try to work the project? Because even the same way JT went on these small venue tours and she was working this project, she was building up, she was creating with her fans. The City Girls could have did that same thing as a group. So it's kind of just like you can't really just be like, I'm gonna give up on the group. And again, I think that was more of, and I think I even seen what Joe Budden was saying, like you can just tell the difference between Young Miami was smelling herself because, hey, I got Diddy, I can go do all these things with him, I don't need the group. And that was kind of her attitude. Like, I don't need the group. I don't sit here and need to work this record. I don't care if the album doing bad, it don't make a difference because I'm doing numbers on this Risha Roulette, or Carisha Please is doing numbers. So you kind of didn't care. And you left JT to the point where she had to defend herself, where it was like, I gotta make this work. I don't have nothing else at the time. And I really want to be a rapper. So I do think realistically for JT, I kind of get where she was at. And that's why you seen the outcome you seen, for her to sit here and be like, hey, I'm gonna go to these small venues and I'm gonna work these small venues. I'm gonna reconnect with my fans and allow them to build their own connection with just me. But the City Girls could have did the same exact thing. And I think sometimes with these newer artists, and even when we were talking about with Lotto, where it's like, you can't just chase the numbers. You can't just chase a TikTok or Instagram reel sound. You have to go back to when it was just mixtapes. Like, let's be clear, live mixtapes and that Piff showed a number, but Gucci and Jeezy and 50 Cent and them niggas wasn't living and dying on how many downloads these projects got. Like, even when you listen, and that's one thing I can give Joe Budden credit about, even when you listen to him and he talk about his heyday when he was putting out mixtapes and how confident he speaks on when he was dropping mixtapes and how he felt about his projects, he never allowed, because Lil Wayne was doing 1 million downloads in a day, that never stopped Joe Budden from sitting here still doing mixtapes. That never stopped Fabulous from doing mixtapes. Because let's be clear, if when we talking about just on that Piff and downloads on mixtapes, it was only 3 niggas that I remember ever doing 1 million downloads in a day. It was Lil Wayne, it was Meek Mills, one I think was the first Dreams and Nightmares or the second one, and then it was Lil Durk, one of them Lil Durk projects when Lil Durk was like smoking hot. Like, but those 3 niggas, the only niggas I remember ever got 1 million downloads in a day on that Piff. But that didn't stop other niggas from dropping their mixtape. So that's my point. When they keep just relying, just all of them are sitting here saying, oh, that project did bad. What's the definition of bad if you didn't really work the project? Like, you just sitting here saying, oh, it got however many downloads in the first week. So what? Did that mean that people not gonna listen to it? Because there's certain projects that some niggas and nobody don't even talk about their numbers. Like, nobody sit here and be like, oh, that Boss Man D-Lo project, that Too Slippery, Joe, it went wood in the hood. Nobody even knew who Boss Man D-Lo was at the time. But guess what? When Boss Man D-Lo got hot, his biggest song right now is that Twerks. That shit came out in 2023. He got hot in 2024. So, but just imagine if he would have stopped rapping because that project didn't get hot in 2023. When he was even catching his buzz, them songs still wasn't the hottest songs. That song was still on the same project as Getting With Me and all that other stuff, or Creed or Chick-fil-A, all them other, or Phil Jackson, all those other songs that people originally liked from him that song was still on that project and niggas just wasn't checking for that song until that song had its moment. But that didn't stop him from keep dropping music, working whatever songs was working for him. That's my point. Sometimes, like, and even when I'm listening to the City Girls, and I understand it may cost a lot of money for them to move around because you got to do hair and makeup and all this other stuff. But sometimes you just got to thug it out. You got to still get on the road, beat the road down, and get people familiar with your music. Hey, did you hear this song? The price that you used to charge for hostings and shows, sometimes you got to take a pay cut, and there be certain promoters where you can reach out to. I mean, of course, like, if you're not doing your own bookings, you may not have those relationships with promoters, but I'm just speaking as somebody who managed a band and somebody who's been a promoter before, and you get friendly prices. Like, I'm got relationships with this band so they can give me a price that they won't give nobody else. And guess what you would tell? And what we already got a conversation that's already that price that I'm giving you. Don't re-quote this price for nobody else. Don't book me for nobody else because this is your price because me and you got a working relationship. And if you're an artist, your manager should have that working relationship with people. And maybe the City Girls got too big at one point in time where they didn't have that relationship. But obviously they got it because JT went back and did it. I'm sure whatever the City Girls was getting, JT is no way in hell she could charge what she was getting when they was the City Girls and they was doing the festivals for what she getting and going to these small venues. Because realistically, there's no way that the promoter can make no money or she can even do it. If she was even doing it herself, she couldn't even charge herself that because it realistically is not financially, it wouldn't happen. And I'm sure them ticket prices wasn't more than $40 because ain't nobody paying more than $40 going to no goddamn hole in the wall. But it don't matter because it's still, you still got to check off all the boxes you needed to check off. You still got to be able to rebuild yourself, rebrand yourself. So like I said, the same thing that JT did for her solo self, the City Girls could have did that as a group. But at that time, Young Miami was so up Diddy ass and she was feeling herself. I'm going around. We did our City Girl shit. That shit failed. It don't matter. I'm going right back to the Breakfast Club and I'm right beside Diddy promoting his Love album. That's the problem. And that is why when he got canceled, she got canceled. And that's why she tried. And the sad thing is, like I said, that's the difference. And that is the luxury that some female artists or female Instagram influencers have. Some people are just likable. People just like the City Girls. People like that ratchet, raunchy shit. So people going to always kind of like, some people going to support that shit. Some people not. So she can get on there crying and be like, oh, the domestic violence, and I didn't see that side of him, and this, that, and the third. Like, yeah, them tears work for some people. But then there's some people who was like, nah, you was high throwing that shit in our face. Oh, daddy, he buying me all this other shit. Some people not want to because it's almost literally like nobody feels sorry for the drug dealer when his whole family get locked up on a RICO case. Because you got to reap the benefits of it. Like niggas wasn't feeling. I mean, of course, I'm talking too far in advance, but nigga, I'm sure people in Detroit wasn't feeling sorry for Big Meech and his mom, his dad, and his sister when they got locked up. You know why? Because all of them reaped the benefit of it. Like I said, I'm skipping super far in advance because that's not where the BMF story is. But even though we can tie it into fucking
but then what's that catch? She did catch some heat with her and Uzi, right?
Who? JT?
Yeah, that whole BET situation too. Was that the same awards?
Yeah, I mean, but that was, I mean, no, but I mean, that was,
she threw the phone
but I mean, that was her. She put that on herself. That wasn't Uzi's fault. Uzi ain't had shit to do with that. That was just her wilding out on him.
But what I'm saying is just like both of them went through their whole little, I guess, spill. But I think Diddy's spill is more bigger.
But you know,
because we never seen any altercation or anything with Young Miami and Diddy. We never.
No, but you're missing my point though. Is if we canceling, when they canceling Diddy, they canceling the whole family. Niggas ain't sitting here running around.
No,
every time they post his son, I be seeing people in the comment section like, "Why are you still posting this nigga?"
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying with the whole spill, it's just like even with the whole JT and Uzi little situation, whatever happened at that awards that time with the whole throwing the phone, we made a comment about it, but we also were still talking about. Carisha, you was still standing holding the sign.
Oh no, that was two different. No, those was two different awards. Those were two different awards. Wait.
No, I'm saying, but we still talk about what look more embarrassing is you holding that sign. Who he wasn't your man. He just had a baby. All that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said with her saying, "Oh, I didn't know," or "I didn't see that side of."
You made
it more of a like you was making it look more bad on your situation than it is on JT's situation.
Yeah, I think the difference is two things, the difference between the JT and Lil Uzi relationship compared to Diddy and Young Miami, where the JT and Lil Uzi shit look more real. And it looked like, or it looks a little bit more believable for people because it's just like, even when Uzi be with her, he looked like the irritated boyfriend. Like that shit don't look like it's all fun and games. It don't look like it's all sunshine all the time. Like you can tell, like Lil Uzi be like, I'm here because I don't want to hear my girlfriend mouth. Even for his own birthday. Like, if you go watch some of the videos and the pictures of this nigga, like, he looked like the kid to be like, bro, when the fuck can I go play Fortnite? Like, he looked like one of them kids. He looked like, if you go look at any picture of Jay, and that's not, no, but that's how most niggas are. Like, we do shit because your girl tell you to do something. You're not doing it because that's like really what you want to do. Like, I'm just doing it because I'm tired of hearing my girl mouth. I don't want to hear her complain about, oh, I didn't allow her to show up for me on my birthday because blase blah, or whatever else the case may be. So I'm allowing her to do whatever because, all right, it's her, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But it's just, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, my only thing for Young Miami is you just got to realize, like, bruh, like, you attach yourself to somebody who got canceled. Sorry, that's what happened. Same way if I attach myself to a crime family, the same, like, nigga, look at Gunna. Like, nigga, he got locked up in that Rico too. You know why? Because he was affiliated. His brand was YSL. He got picked up in there. He had to sit in that goddamn jail cell until he had to figure out what plea deal he was going to take. So Young Miami got to figure it out. And before we get off the Young Miami thing, I do want to play this clip of, so QC basically told Young Miami they don't want to allow her to put out no music because they don't feel no growth in her, which I do think is kind of crazy. Like, damn, allow me to put out music to figure out where I can grow or how I can grow my audience. Don't sit here and tell me I just can't put it out because you feel like my music is still childish. That's kind of crazy to me.
Well, who? Well, yeah.
Release music right now is because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music, or you know, you're not elevating it. You know, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now. Not able to release music right now is because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music, or you know, you're not elevating it. You know, like the.
I do think that is a thing. I do think realistically. And that's why I'm not mad at people like Drake when he consistently just keep dropping music, because he allowed himself to grow with the audience. I don't take a break too much where I'm disconnected with my audience, because I do feel, and let's be clear, I do think we live in a time now where, and we talk about this every week, where it's a lot of women who may be lost in identity with age. So I'm not sitting here saying it is the City Girls like the group who was like diehard City Girls fans 6 years ago. I'm not necessarily saying that all of them have outgrown that stage of life, because I do feel like we live in a time where a lot of people can't break away from that shit either, because they still trying to figure out how can I, you know, get me a ball, or how can I get the attention that I'm looking for on social media. So I don't necessarily think that everybody has detached themselves from the City Girls or that type of music that they was putting out, but I do think you have to have some type of growth. Like, you can't still be like this, like, it's like you kind of stuck at the like I hope that you would grow. Like, you kind of still competing with Sexy Red. And that's why when I was talking about Lotto or even Meg, like, you can see them making a distinguished separation from themselves from the rest of the pack. Like, I have to sit here and make, like, when I sit here and talk about Lotto, I got to make this album sound completely more grown and more put together than a Sexy Red or Ice Spice project, or you gonna continuously put me in that group. And sometimes if I'm mentally in a different place as an artist, or I'm mentally somewhere as an adult, I can't compete with them. That would be just like me sitting here trying to mentally compete with Cass and that. No, I know for a fact that's not my audience. There's no way in hell I could cater to 13 and 15-year-olds. It's my brain won't go there.
No, and that's why I was kind of shocked when you even said like the whole JT project was better. I mean, the Ice Spice was better than the JT project, because I felt like, well, the JT project, it didn't sound like a City Girls project. It sounded like her, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no. Okay, so I guess even for JT, and let's be clear, I think JT got some songs on there. Like, I see, we talked about it, I said it last week. Every time I get on social media, let's be clear, that JT Cummins song, people like it. But my thing is, I get
not even that song. That's what I'm saying. That because I was kind of, like I said, I was more thrown off. Like I said, when you said, "Well, I listened to the Ice Spice song more than I listened to JT," I'm like, "Well, damn, what did he really listen to?" I'm like, JT had some joints on there.
So, but I think okay. So to defend my point on that one is, yeah, did she have some songs on it? Yeah, cool. But they're not better than City Girl songs, and she's not a good enough rapper to make a project like a Lotto. So that's my point. You can't. It's like for her, she's in the between. Like I can agree with what you're saying. Like, is she trying to make more adult contemporary City Girls music for her audience? Is she trying to separate? So like that little pop with Young Miami saying, is she trying to show some growth in her music? Yeah, of course. Did that Uncle? I like that song that she said, the Uncle Al song or whatever. Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. Still, it's not better than a City Girl song. Like, if I'm comparing that JT project to that project that they keep saying was horrible, like it didn't do good for them, yeah, numbers wise, but still song wise, I still don't think that JT project was better than that last City Girls project.
I don't know that City Girl last project. Nothing.
I do, because I like that project. Like I like that wig song, like the wig on wigs. The wig, like that. To me, that's just like I don't think JT's a good enough rapper for what she tried to do. Like she was trying to like make like even when I'm listening to her on Joe Jones and she trying to explain like, oh yeah, I listened to her on Ebro Jones and she was explaining like, yeah, I was making album cuts and I was trying to do this. She's not a good enough rapper to do it. I'm not mad at her for trying to, but she's not a good enough rapper to do what she was trying to do.
But that's what I'm saying. But even when you say like the whole pussy rap is gone out, is getting old. So I'm just like, when you get that whole, all right, I want to try something new. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, and that's why I said, I get it why maybe what's naming them said, because it's like, all right, we let JT do her thing. But it's like what else can you really rap about besides pussy rap type of?
I mean, I guess she got to prove herself. I mean, but to me, I think you got to be able to put out music to prove yourself.
But what can she really rap?
I mean, nigga, listen, she can rap about shit. She done been through some, nigga, her baby father got killed. Like, she got shit to rap about. She can rap about her baby father got killed. She then went and messed with Southside. That didn't, whatever, I don't even know if it didn't work or it worked or whatever case may be. Then she ran to Diddy and Diddy got canceled. Like, this shit is, I don't know if, like, again, with skill level wise, can she rap about the shit that she been through? Probably not. But has she been through enough stuff to actually be able to rap about something? Yes. Like, even when I'm listening to Lotto Project, like, I can hear Lotto, like even when I'm listening to her rap about her relationship, it's like more on the braggadocious because I still got to remember Lotto ain't number 20 something. So you kind of still rapping like a kid in their first relationship, like you got a nigga who's spoiling you. So it's the highs is very like childish. It's not no real depth into the music yet. Like you ain't really had your heart broke. Like when I talk about like listening to Drake, when Drake go through a heartbreak, and for people who haven't downloaded that 100 gigs or you haven't watched none of them clips, even when he telling his mom about him making them songs about Serena, and his mom's like, yeah, I got 2 ears. Yeah, I can tell this is about Serena Williams. But because he is one, he's older than Lotto, but he's more in detail with his emotions. So you can hear his real hurt. Like when niggas listen to Drake, you can be like, oh, this nigga really got his heart broke before. This girl really did him dirty and he feels some type of way, because you can hear it the way he's pinning these songs together. So even for Lotto right now, when I'm listening to Lotto, it's like, oh, you just like, you happy right now. And of course I'm not wishing a bad relationship or a bad breakup on her, but I can just tell the highs is just super high in this relationship with her, and she's young. Because everything is just, oh, how did like my nigga did this, we spoiling each other, we this, that, and the third. And it's just so young and it's rich. So like, I don't even, and that's why I kind of don't know how it may be relatable to some women. I don't know. Like I said, the homegirls that I had conversations with, they liked it. But I'm just sitting here saying, for them real deep feelings when people talking about relationships, for the stuff that I may be looking for, she ain't there yet. And God willing, she may not never get there because she may not never get her heart broke. But with that shit, like when you listening to Drake or you listening to Giveon, like Giveon is young, but you can tell that woman, when he put that album together with that Heartbreak Anniversary, listen to that fucking words on that Heartbreak Anniversary. That girl hit that nigga heart with the goddamn Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin music. You can hear that shit in the words of this nigga music. Like when Future's be rapping about Sierra, that's why we can all make the joke like, oh no, Future really loves Sierra, because we can tell like, nigga, let the Russell Wilson shit go. He won this game, nigga, it's over. But he won't let it go. You know why? Because he really loves Sierra, so all he know, this is my biggest op, is fucking Russell Wilson. He shouldn't be. As a grown man, a nigga playing stepdaddy shouldn't be your op, but he is. But that's an emotion. That's something that is something that's triggering him. So for some of these artists, when we talking about, like, I think some of it come with age because Future is older. Like I said, that's why to me, the comparing it to Giveon, because he's younger than Future, he's younger than Drake. So for him to pin some of them emotions and those feelings together, and why people be like, damn, that's a little bit more fire. Or shit, even look for Murray, like Murray old now, but what's her biggest song? What's the 411 or whatever them albums that people really love from Mary J. Blige? Mary J. Blige was in her 20s, because you talking about them albums was 20 years ago. Well, Mary might be like 50 now, so maybe might be in her late 20s. So she was kind of young. So I think some of those things just go with emotions and feelings on actually where you've been. And I don't think sometimes when I'm listening to, I don't know if the city girls know how to pin that type of music yet. And that's why I say, like, that's why I told you, even when I talked about JT Jones, I didn't really want to bash her. I just had to give my honest opinion. I didn't want to sit here and say, oh, don't go support her or don't, because I was the first person who was bigging her up for doing the small venue. So I don't never want to make it seem like I'm trashing her, but I know, like, if I'm being honest about like where somebody pen can go, what's their rapping ability, I don't want it to get confused, because it will be crazy if I come on here and sit here in 1 week and say, oh, JT project was fire, and then I sit here and tell y'all the Lotto shit. Niggas wouldn't even believe me with the Lotto shit. So you gotta sit here and say, no, nigga, this shit was just trash. Like I heard, which I was listening to, like I heard the beats. Yeah, the beats sound like some Jeezy shit, but it didn't sound like Jeezy. Stop being disrespectful.
But I want to say, even with the JT project, I just feel like even with hers, I feel like it was more so of. I think she probably should have let this out when she first got out of jail, type of. Because that's what was giving me like I'm out of jail. Like I did go do time, and this is my, you know what I'm saying, I'm putting it down. I think that probably if she would have put that project out when she first got out, it probably would have got a better, you know what I'm saying?
But I think
that's why I said even with you, like I said, because it was when you even throw it back to like that City Girl project, I'm like, I don't remember shit from that City Girl project. But even listen to this JT, I'm like, well, damn, like if she would have put this out first, without even putting out that freestyle first day out shit.
But listen, what I'm saying. Okay, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I totally agree with what you said. But just to even kind of just to give you some pushback on that, because and what was the messed up thing for them is they put out a better project that was better than the last one was the what was that John called? Hold on, City, was it the City on Lock? I believe that's what it was called. And they had Flued Out on it. That nigga, that album was fire. Nigga, I remember recording by myself and literally did like a 45-minute episode by myself about the City was City on Lock. It came out in 2020. The world was shut down. Nigga, they had hits on it. They had the Broke Niggas Don't Deserve No Pussy. They had Pussy Talk with Doja Cat, Lil Wayne out on the remix. They had the Broke Niggas Don't Deserve No Pussy. Yo Gotti was on that. Flued Out with Lil Baby. Like nigga, they had some hits on it. But the difference was the world was shut down. So like she said at that time, they couldn't even go out and really promote that music. They couldn't go out and perform that music. So they kind of let it go to waste.
I know, but that's why even with the listen to that JT product, I'm like, damn, had she had bigger features on her project, it probably would have been better. Because it was like a lot of songs I was just listening to, I'm like, damn, if what's name would have been on this, this drum would have took it. Because even like that Uncle Al shit, if that was a City Girl feature or Megan Thee Stallion feature, that shit would be a summer hit.
But that's again that's the problem with and that was Young Miami's. And that's why I didn't agree with Joe when he said, "Oh, I can't believe that she went out there and sit here and threw her under the bus," saying like I didn't get into that argument because that was a Nicki Minaj feature and I'm not on that song. I agree with Young Miami because nigga, me and Nicki Minaj ain't cool. I didn't want to jump in that bed, and that's what, like you said, I guarantee you JT could have got a feature if she didn't jump in that Nicki Minaj bed and start beefing with Cardi and start beefing with who else she was beefing with. She was beefing with Cardi, and like you can't get them features now because they got their own group. They got their Meg, Cardi, and Lotto and Glorilla, and now they bringing Sexy Red back into that circle. Like they got their own group. So yeah, we not doing no features with you. So you kind of eliminate yourself. With Young Miami, still like she's still cool with all them girls. Go look up under go look up under Lotto. Go look up under
at the little Atlanta joint.
She be
the skate ring joint.
But she,
Lotto.
So that's my point. But that's my point. So she be she still be under all these girls' comment section. She's still cool with all them. So she didn't agree with what JT did. Like I'm not about to sit here and go jump in bed with Nicki, and Nicki only gonna give you this one fucking feature, and what she did, and never sit here and came back and you leave all them girls for fucking dead. And they got to fend for themselves, and now they kind of looking at it like, oh, that shit really wasn't worth it. So, like I said, I'm not mad at them. Like I said, if y'all, Carisha is back for people who did love Carisha. And let's be clear, if it wasn't one of those weeks, like me and Top talk about it all the time when he be sending me stuff to listen to. I've told y'all this before, and that's why I understood even when people got mad about when we wasn't uploading on the podcast app. I am a routine person. I got my routine listens. Like it'd be hard for me to really just like break what I'm listening to on the regular already to go listen to a miscellaneous joint. Like a miscellaneous joint that I gotta go listen to gotta be somebody I really care about. Like I went to go listen to the Joe and Yachty joint, but I'm not running to go listen to. I like the joint. Because I think Lil Yachty and Joe kind of got their own little weird relationship already, so it was kind of just like cool for them to kind of like hash out their little back and forth that they had back in the day. So that joint was straight. What else was going on in the world? I talked about